Hey everybody, it's Quigley here, and I'm recording my whole screen for this first video because this mashup project this week involves a little bit of pre-production. So I'm making two videos. I'm making one where I'm going to show you a little bit of the pre-production stuff, like downloading things and considering some musical options about what we're downloading. And then in the second video, I'm going to be in the DAW, in the digital audio workstation. In this case, I'll be in Soundtrap, and I'll show you what the actual mashup is. So this video is just the pre-production stuff. So anyway, you see that I am in Soundtrap now, and we're gonna go, before we enter the studio to make our project, first we have to gather some resources. So I'm going to go to YouTube for this, because YouTube has all the songs that we could ever need. And I'm going to start to look for two songs that I want to mash up. I've already done some thinking about this. I've thought about songs that have individual musical elements that I can sort of crop out and then I want to blend together. In this first song, I'm going to be looking for a drum part, and this song is called Enjoy the Silence by a band called Depeche Mode. So just search. Usually you'll see official video or something like that. If you see other things like live things, or this looks kind of like a fan-made thing, the audio might not be the highest quality. So we're going to look for just the official video. Sorry about that ad. Oh, here we go. Skip ads. Great. So I'm going to copy the URL. I can do that a couple of ways. If you see up here in the URL box, you can either click and then do Command-C on your keyboard, or you can do a right-click on the video itself and select Copy Video URL. Great. Now we're going to go to another website to download the video called Yout. Y-O-U-T, just like the beginning of YouTube, but instead of typing in the entire thing, youtube.com, it's just Yout, Y-O-U-T.com. Okay, so now here, I paste the URL, so I can either do Command-V with my keyboard, or I can right-click and select Paste. Okay. Now there are a few things that I want you to notice here. We've heard of WAV and MP3 before. We know that WAV is considered the lossless audio, the higher quality, and that's what we want to be working with, because we can't make an MP3 into a WAV. So if we download it as an MP3, we're sort of stuck with that lower quality. We can't get the higher quality back. So we want to download the WAV. And then for the title, I'm just going to get rid of this official video. I don't need that. Artist is great. This stuff doesn't really matter too much. And then I'm going to click on Format Shift to WAV. Then it takes a moment to do a little bit of a conversion. And then we see up here, we have our download starting. And this tells us that our download is all done. Great. Okay. So I have my first video, my first song. Now I have to get my second song. And this song is going to be called Business by a band called Tune Yards. And there's a really cool vocal part that I want to get from this one to mash up with the other drums. So we have the official video. Okay. I'm going to again right-click, copy the video URL, or you can of course do a Command-C up here. We go back to Yout. We're going to go to the top here. We're going to delete what's there, and then paste in our new URL for the second song. And I'm only showing two songs. You can mash up more than two, but just for the sake of keeping things short, I'm going to do only two for the video. Again, we want wave audio. And I don't need all of this stuff, so I'm going to get rid of the beginning and the official video. I just want the song title, Business by Tune Yards. Oops. Okay, format shift to wave. Okay, looks like it's starting. We have our download coming up here. One download in progress. While that's downloading, I'm going to show you one more website that's going to be helpful for our pre-production planning, because these two songs, they sound very different to begin with, and we're going to mash them up. But we're going to run into a little bit of trouble if they're not the same speed or what's called the same key, if they're not using the same notes, basically. And so to find out what they are to begin with, I'm going to go to another website. I have it saved here. It's called TuneBat. And this website, I can do a search, and it can tell me how fast the song is so that I know what I have to change it from. So we'll type in the first song, Enjoy the Silence, do a search. Okay, and this tells us that the BPM, the speed of the song, the tempo is 113, and we're in a C minor key. Now we're going to go to Business. They should be pretty close, I think. 111 and B flat minor. Okay, so these are not the same exact place. That means we're going to have to do a little bit of production to get them into the same sort of musical range in terms of how fast they are and the notes that they're using. Otherwise, we're going to sound like there's a little bit of clashing going on, and eventually the songs, if they're going different speeds, they're going to get out of sync pretty quickly. Even though these tempo markings are pretty similar, 111 and 113, they're very close. That means that they will get out of sync eventually. If you see this other song, 172, if we were to match that with 111 or 113 for Enjoy the Silence, that would get out of sync pretty much immediately. Okay, so I have all of my songs downloaded, so that means that my sort of pre-production is all set. In your case, you can have more than two